And what I've learned, here, let me let Colleen in. Colleen come in. Is that change has been, change is always going to occur. Change is inevitable. And that we've been on, the brink of change for a long time. And I think what I've realized in my own self is just that I don't have to be completely pulled down and depressed. Yes, I can go there if I take it all on and I let it all just come on top of me and I just go, oh my God, dismal is the word that I usually. But what I've realized is that I don't have to do that. It's a choice I have. I get to make a choice about this. And that, the way that I serve community is not in certain leadership roles. I'm much better served on a one-to-one, on a community level, on a, more of a local, or supporting people afar that are part of my tribe, right? And I consider all of you like part of my tribe for sure. And that I have a way that I can be of service. And I can do this, and I have a choice I get to make. I can do this, and I don't have to be completely down and dismal and depressed. Even though things on a global or level are, not looking good. But that's a judgment, really. And that what I'm learning even now, like because some of I'm doing mentorship with Todd Jackson in regards to my body work practice. And what I learned, like what just keeps getting driven home, I meet with him usually about every 2 or 3 weeks. We meet for a 4-hour session of work, body work, is that I have to keep my heart connected. I have to keep my heart permeable, or there will be no transformation. And I see this connection, not just in when I'm working with someone on the table, one-on-one, but I really recognized it yesterday, like also on a more, a bigger scale. I think we all, learn to find our central channel. It's like, and if I can teach my son how to use his central channel to help guide him in what direction he goes. I wish someone had taught me this so long ago. That if people can learn to use a part of them to know how to move through the world, to know what their gift is to give, I think we are going to be transformed, and we have to. We can't resist. So that was the other part I really realized, is something about resistance felt like pushing away. And that felt like going backwards. And we can't go backwards. So for me, I'm having lots of just time where I'm really trying to get a better understanding of what my role is as a member of, a global member and a community member, and how I can really be more a part of this moving forward. And just supporting people, and I think we all have to go at a pace that feels right. But I don't want us to be afraid, right? I don't want us to be too down and depressed, even though we have our moments. And that's normal. We will, and I'm sure I will go like this, absolutely. So our practice is really about, today's practice is going to be about some movement through the arms, through strengthening of the arms, that links into the lungs and the throat. So we can continue to feel more open through this part of us as we got so closed up because of all the smoke and things like that here. Smoke and life. And we don't even smoke. We were forced to smoke. This isn't fair. So I'm just gonna, let me pull up this David White that I was reading earlier. That was probably more seeds of information than you really needed this morning, but there's this piece. I was just like, oh my gosh.
It's very good, Lynn.
We're gonna move forward because that's the only way to go forward. So let's go ahead, take a comfortable seat, please.
We can't stand still.
No, we can't go back. We cannot go back. So taking a comfortable seat, you're welcome to close your eyes. Lengthen your spine. Connect to the earth. All these things that you already know how to do. To drop into your breath, to bring in your Ujjayi breathing in a gentle, smooth way. Just like the earth, really, if we watch this seasonal transition, it's a gentle transition. It's happening every day. It's happening a little more. Some days we notice more than others. But the light has been changing every day. So you're dropping into your breathing. And I'll share with you, while you work with your breath, a little bit of thoughts from David White. And one of the poems that he wrote in The Bell and the Blackbird is called The Door Beneath Everything. And there's part of what I'm reading you is out of that, and part is just some thoughts of his. There is a door beneath everything. We'll walk right by if we don't stop to look with our troubled hearts and a loving eye. There's a door beneath everything. We'll walk right by if we don't stop to look with our troubled hearts and a loving eye. We only have this one life to live. No matter the difficulties of our times, no matter the incompetence of our political leadership, no matter the fires, the smoke, the inequalities, and the manifest inherited wrongs of our time. Though every one of those things needs to be put right, human beings have always lived their years through fire and ice, individually and socially, since the beginning of our conscious awareness. But no matter the tenor of our times, no matter the suffering socially and individually, we were born to the challenge and to the invitation to a deeper and more abiding sense of appreciation and presence. To be the one gifted, and then to be the one who then passes on that gift. A possibility for happiness in any individual life is the prime motivator behind wanting that possible happiness for others and all those to come, and creating a world where that might be the primary everyday miracle. Without the gifted presence of happiness, or without the happiness of gifted presence, our only legacy is the gray hope of survival. We are more than survivors, and we are more than those who simply have to grit their teeth to get through. There is a door beneath everything. We'll walk right by. If we don't stop to look with a troubled heart and a loving eye. Releasing control on your breath at the bottom of the next exhale. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. And we'll sing Sahana Bhavatu together. Saha. Taking a deep inhale. Sahana Bhavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Savidyam Karavavai. Tejasvina Varim Tamastu. My Vibhishavai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. With your exhale, you can bow your head towards your heart. That place that you're looking in the heart, that place of listening and being connected. And then we'll release the hands and lift your gaze. All right, so to start our practice this morning, you're gonna wanna spot at a wall to begin with, just to open up the arms and the backs of the calves. So we'll come up to standing. And I'll also spotlight this video in case that makes it easier for you. I'm sure for the recording it probably does. Okay? Okay, Diego? He's so agreeable, Diego. So agreeable. Okay, so come to a wall and let's go ahead and step the left foot forward and the right foot back. Left foot forward, right foot back. Let's make the feet point towards the wall. And then we're going to take the hands in Anjali Mudra. So you're going to have the forearms, the meaty part of the forearm on the wall. And then as you press into that meaty part of the forearm, not the elbow points, the meaty part of the forearm, broaden across the upper back, the back of your diaphragm. As you reach all the way back into the right heel. And you'll know that you're reaching back into that right heel completely if you feel the crest of the pelvis on the right also reaching into the back heel. If you feel the crest of the pelvis Coming forward into your body, then lift it towards the skin and reach it back. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and push ourselves away from the wall and change sides. So I like to have my back foot pointing straight ahead, not turned out for this one. The other foot forward. Reach back into that heel, and then bring the forearms to the wall, bend the front knee. Hands in Anjali Mudra. And I could reach from the back of the heart, from the back of the heart space, through the kidney on this back leg side, back of the diaphragm there as well. From the crest of the pelvis on that back leg side, the left. I'm going to reach all the way back into the back heel. And can you drop back into your breathing? One more full breath. And then you'll slide the hands down, push yourself away, and take a half Uttanasana at the wall, or a half downward facing dog. So the hands, the wrists are probably the height of the shoulders or a little higher. And even as you strongly reach all the way into the hands, from the outer elbow, from that, meatier part of the forearm into the index finger knuckle. And we were working on inner elbow, cross the bicep to the back of the shoulder. There goes the rib cage, away from the hands. Ears between the arms. Length through the side body. Okay, and then we're going to step back towards the wall and release the arms. Okay, well, one more piece with this. This time, let's take, we'll step, left foot is forward towards the wall. The right foot back. This time we're taking like a warrior one stance. So the back foot has a very slight turn out. And then I'm going to walk my hands up the wall as you bend the front knee. Once again, reaching all the way back from what's happening behind the heart. Where's the back of the heart? Is it falling all the way forward toward the front of the chest? Can you bring it more center in the chest? And then can you just come up a couple inches on the ball of the back foot? The hands come a little higher on the wall then. You walk the hands a little higher. Deep breath in and see if you can keep the hands at that height as you begin to take the right heel back. If the right heel doesn't quite find the ground, you can slide the hands down a little. All right, then we're going to step forward. Relax the arms. And then we're going to take right foot towards the wall and the left foot back. The left foot has a slight turn out. And you're going to walk the hands up the wall. Bring the right shin, the right knee a little forward, not past the right ankle. Go into that space at the back of the heart. So you're bringing that heart space back. The back of the diaphragm is lifting up and back. And you're reaching all that way back into the left heel. And you might come up on the toes of the back foot. And the hands go a little higher up the wall. And then slowly, from the back of the left kidney, begin to take the left heel back without sliding the hands down. See if you can get the hand there, the heel there, without sliding the hands down the wall. Alrighty, and then you'll go ahead and step forward towards the wall. Okay, and then let's step away from the wall. Let's go back to your spot on your mat in the room, and let's take your yoga blocks, and you can make them tall. Okay, and then we'll come up to standing. Let's bring your hands back in front of the heart. Back in Anjali Mudra. Find, again, where's the weight falling down into your footprints? Can you lengthen all the way up through the crown of the skull? And can you, while you're lengthening up, as you reach into the ground right now, as you reach into the earth, so as the plants also now retreat, they retreat back to the ground, back into the earth, back into their resources. So feel that below you, feel that beneath your heels. And then press into your footprints and lengthen up through the crown of the skull. So by reaching down, you're able to reach up. And then let's inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, chair, Katasana, still reaching back into the heels. And all the way out the pinkies. We'll exhale, bowing forward, hands can find your blocks. Inhale, straighten the legs. I'm not trying to come into my deepest, biggest stretch of my hamstrings. Let's exhale, bow again, just bowing forward. I can bend my elbows. And then we'll inhale halfway up. Exhale, shift the hands to your hips. There's the weight shifts back. And inhale, come all the way up. Your exhale, hands back in Anjali Mudra. And again, I just invite you to find the ground, to lengthen up. Or, Gandhi would say, be the change. I always say it to my son, if he goes, he starts getting all like, oh no, Mom, oh my gosh, this is so horrible, or whatever. I'll just say, what kind of world do you want to be living in? How are you going to be the change to help create the community or place you want to live in? And then we'll release the arms, and we're going to take a tree pose. If you want to go to a wall, feel free to go stand with the left side of your body at the wall. It can be helpful. Maybe we should all do that actually, so that we're not having to think about balance and we can work more on really reaching. But let's add the strap, because I find that gives more strength through the side body. So if you'll take one of your straps and let's make a loop. So this loop is not a very big loop. This is going to depend on what your shoulders need. So like right now, if I take my hands in this strap and I may, is there room for me to lift up? For some of us, the shoulders are going to be okay with that. And for some of us, they won't. For some of us, we're going to want the loop to be bigger so that we can place our hands in it and lift. Let's try that right now without tree. Let's just do it. Let's take the hands in a loop at whatever width that loop needs to be. And then inhale, lift your arms. So one thing I notice in my own body is that as I lift up through my body, sometimes, this is such a pattern for me. It's not even a sometimes thing. I'll often, almost always find myself wanting to do a bit of a back bend. And sometimes that's okay. But right now, I'd like us to lift from the back of the heart and the front of the heart. Now, when I do that, my arms might end up coming a little forward. It's okay, I'm gonna just tell myself, Lynn, just stay with it. So the back of the heart is still lifted and the front. Maybe my arms can find some movement. This takes a lot more concentration for me. And maybe they don't. So hard for me to keep the back of the heart lifted up, back and front. All right, great. And then we're gonna release the arms down. And just hold the strap in one hand for a moment. Okay, now we're gonna go to tree pose. So when you go to tree, we're gonna stand on your right foot first. I'm gonna be your mirror so that I get to look forward. And I have to figure out how near or far to be from my wall spot. So the way I figure that out is when I bring my foot to whatever height I've chosen, my knee is going to support me at the wall. I don't have the knee straight out. It's kind of slightly forward. So find your spot, standing on the right, left foot up to find either the inner calf, bridging the knee, or the inner thigh. Then we're going to take the hands back in the strap. And with your next inhale, lift the arms. I'm reaching into the earth, reaching the outer greater trochanter into my body. When I do that, I feel the pressure of my foot against my inner thigh. Those two are meeting. And I'm also lengthening up. Now I want to lengthen up through the back of my heart and the front of my heart. Good. And then we're going to release and step down. Now, one of the things I just noticed was that earlier exercise we did just a moment ago, standing, I got more openness. I realized, I can make my loop a little smaller. I just realized, like, to press out on the strap, I could go a little lower. So something changed. All right, so let's do the second side. Okay. So standing, you're going to be standing on your left leg. Right knee comes to the wall. The right foot to wherever it's going to be on the leg. And draw the left greater trochanter, that left outer hip, into midline. Reach it all the way from the skin to the bone, to the core of the pelvis. Feel the inner thigh tone. And then when you're ready, reach the arms up. Yeah. So you're pressing out on the strap and back of the heart, in front of the heart. Back of the, that's it, Colleen, exactly. Keeping the back of the heart lifted as much as the front of the heart. Good, great, great. That looks good. Awesome. Okay, and then let's release that. And we'll take the strap off and we can go back to our spot and put our strap down. Well, actually, let's do one more thing. So we just, sorry, I'm like, well, this would be good. Let's take the tail for a moment, tail of your strap. Because we're gonna do one more opener. This is about really, decompressing the shoulder joint, okay? So we're gonna take the strap and we're just gonna hold it between the thumb and the pointer, the thumb and the index finger. So we inhale, go all the way up, and then you kind of let the strap reach from the shoulders to the fingers, all the way out, back, and down. 2 more times. The whole time reaching from the shoulder, from the joint, all the way out the fingers. Take the strap. When you're ready, here we go. Inhale up. And the exhale, reaching all the way out from the shoulders, out the fingers. And one more time. Inhale, up go the arms. The hand is kind of sliding on the strap as I go back and down. Okay, good. All right. And then let's take the strap in your right hand and we're going to take Gomukasana Arms. So I like to take the hand across the front of my body, over my head. So now the strap is dropping down the back body. Take the left arm out, turn it thumb down, and then reach the left hand back. So right about the level of the sacrum, you can grab onto your strap. I don't need to walk up yet. I'm gonna take my hand across my body, so might bring my elbow towards midline, then I'll start walking my hand up the strap to wherever. Okay, so the bottom arm, I feel the bottom arm against my body. And then on the lifted side, so the right side of you, can you begin to reach up that space between the lungs and the ribs on the right, all the way up towards the elbow. And on the down arm, that outer collarbone rolls down. So the left outer collarbone rolls down. The bottom arm's internally rotated. I'm still going to keep lengthening up through the left side ribs, the upper lobe of the right side ribs, upper lobe of the right lung. And then release the bottom arm. Top arm comes back. Okay, second side, taking the strap in your left hand. If you bring it kind of across the body, so it has to be externally rotated to get here. Then take the other hand, thumb down, grab onto the strap about the level of the sacrum, slide the wrist, back of the hand across, and then you can begin to walk the hand up to wherever. And then we start to lengthen through your left side body, through the space between the left ribs and the left lungs, left lobes of the lungs. There's a gliding surface there. On the down arm side, the right side, let that collarbone that outer collarbone roll down. All right. And then we're going to release the bottom arm. Bring the top one around, down, let both arms dangle. Okay, last thing, I promise. Take the strap, the tail. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, go a bit wider. Bend both elbows. And then start to take the wrists back. I'm still going to reach from now that the outer collarbone is rolling up. I am getting a stretch across the front of the pectorals. Still find the ground. The bottom tip of the shoulder blade should be against the rib cage. Bottom of the shoulder blade against the rib cage. In this one, the heart is lifting. The front of the heart lifts up. Oh, and as the front of the heart lifts up, I'm also going to reach from my heart through my arms to my hands. All right, and then we'll inhale, take the arms back up, lift the kidneys up and back, and we'll bring it all the way forward and down. Okay, let's sit that aside. And then we'll stand facing your blocks again. There they are. Let's inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, chair pose, Katasana. Inhale deeply. With your exhale, bow forward. Your inhale, straighten the legs. Your exhale, you're bowing. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, right foot back. When I step my right foot back, I also bring my blocks back a little bit so that they're, I'm not having to reach forward for them. So I'm in my lunge. And I can take my blocks, so I have my blocks tall, that might be the right height. Maybe I go a little lower. And I want to check in with myself. How do I connect to the ground? Because we're about to go into an upright lunge. And I know that before I can become upright, before I can engage like that, I have to be fully connected to the earth. Through the front heel and all the way through the back leg. Take the arms out wide like wings. And then come all the way up. You can either leave the arms wide like wings, palms up toward the sky, or inhale, lift your arms. Lift your heart, either with the arms wide or the arms lifted. Lift the top of the heart, the top of the breastbone. And then we'll take the arms wide. We're going back to airplane. All the migrating birds. We're going back. We're looking towards the ground. Lowering the arms. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, left foot back. Once again, take this time to connect to the ground, to connect to the earth, to feel that connection so that you're better prepared for the transition. So the right heel, the full right heel for Anne, she's going to want to find the upper inner right heel. Reach back through the inner heel of the back leg. Begin to take the arms wide like wings. So draw the abdominal organs up to meet the front of the spine. So a little more, Linda Kay, take those organs towards your spine. You'll bow more forward when you do. Right? Lift them up. Oh, good. And then we'll inhale, come all the way up. That was great, Lynn. Really nice. Palms up towards the sky, right? Because when the palms are towards the sky, it can often make it a little easier to find that lift of the heart. So we're either going to have the arms wide or alongside the ears, whichever we've chosen. The heart is lifting. If my arms are up, I'm also lifting through the side body, lifting the top of my breastbone. Yep. Staying grounded, inhaling the arms wide. Exhale to airplane. So the minute I do this transition to airplane, like that, Lise, yep, I'm going to want to lift my abdominal organs towards my spine. So I've got tone in the belly. Yeah, and then Michael, a little lower, Michael. That's right. Keep going, Michael. Keep going. You got to see the earth, Mr. Bird flying over. There you go. Great. And then we'll lower the arms. And inhale, step forward. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold. So I feel such this compassion for all of you. It's amazing. Like when and it's hard, and I feel so much sense of like love and compassion supporting your practice. And then let's inhale halfway. Shift the hands to the hips. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Back to that place of the heart. Notice what your weight is like right now. See if you feel the ground actually more easily, not as a way to fall into the earth, but you feel the earth and you can rise up out of the earth. So the trees lose their leaves, the deciduous, but it's not that the tree gets any shorter. You know, the bones of the tree can still be there. They're just resourcing themselves into the earth, and we have that opportunity all the time. All right, so now we're going to do a little step back piece. When you do this, so the hands, I mean, if you need your hands, you can use it, but I'll remind you of this one. So I'll show you. In a moment, you'll go chair. Then you're going to shift the weight to the left. You can bring the hands down. You'll reach the right foot back. You'll inhale, come up. Again, arms can either be wide or alongside the ears. You're going to go to airplane. Not letting the belly fall here. Keeping light in the hip joints. I'll step forward, not straightening the front leg. And then back up. Yeah? Sure, okay.
Lynn?
Yeah.
Lynn,
Yeah.
is your back foot, is it facing straight forward for this or slightly turned out? It's straight forward?
Straight forward, I'm hoping.
Okay.
Straight forward, back heels lifted. And I think that one of the tricks too for people is usually they only reach it part way. So I'm gonna, I want you to really reach way back there. Reach back as far as you can.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Lise. All right, ready? Let's inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, we're coming to a chair, not a deep chair, just a very high chair. Let's shift the weight to the left, find the earth there, and reach the right foot back. There's your upright lunge. Either the arms can be wide or they're up alongside the ears. Then you're going to inhale the arms wide. And then exhale to an airplane shape. Great. That's it, Lise. That's it. Yes. Good. Good. And then exhale, step the back foot forward. Both front legs bent. There it is. Arms can reach forward. Awesome. And then inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, release the arms. And if you wanted to, Lise, you could also use the wall behind you for your heel. You can use that there since it's right handy. Yeah. Okay. Very great. Yeah. Jackie, you show so much strength over these past 7 months of practicing. I've seen so much strength come up in you. It's so beautiful to see. Okay, so let's do the second side. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, a small chair pose. Yeah. Inhale deeply, still reaching through the arms. If you want to take them wide if it helps with your balance. And then step the left foot back. Reach it way back there. So the back heel will be lifted. Good. That's it. And you can always kind of wiggle it back and then lift the torso up. There we go. Yeah. And then arms wherever is comfortable. That's it. And on the left arm, Ingrid, the left side body, reach all the way up through that left arm. Yeah. Good. And then we're going to inhale the arms out. Exhale to airplane, drawing the abdominal organs to meet the front of your spine. Yes, so you're going to really get a lot of support for the low back. That's it. And you might, Colleen, you might even go a little deeper. That looks better, Linda K, right? You feel, you're using those abs. And beautiful, step forward. It's a real transition. One of many, right? Inhale, lift the arms. And inhale, straighten both legs. Awesome. Exhale, hands back in front of the heart. And noticing the ground again. Okay, and then let's release both arms. Great.
That warmed me up.
That'll do it, right? That'll warm you up, absolutely. All right, can we take side angle pose? So let's step the feet wide apart. Let's go to your left first. So you'll turn your left foot out. Take a block or two, whatever you need for your height there. And then when you're ready, inhale, take the arms out. And exhale, side angle. Reaching from the crest of the pelvis all the way to the back heel. And from that same crest of the pelvis all the way through the side body. Shoulder blade reaching up towards the arms, the outer shoulder blade. And then we're going to come up. We'll straighten the front leg, and we'll spin the feet for the second side. That side angle, you might feel, you know, sometimes we do it towards the beginning of class, and you might actually feel like, wow, I feel already open for that pose. You might notice like, man, my side is already feeling pretty open. Inhale the arms out. And exhale, side angle. Parshvakonasana. And when you reach into this back outer heel, where's that coming from? Where are you reaching from to ground that heel? And how do you keep that grounded as you keep lengthening toward your fingers? All right, and then we're going to inhale, come up. And we'll step the feet together. All right, so now let's turn towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lift both arms. This time we'll exhale all the way down to Uttanasana, your forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your inhale to plank. Your exhale, downward facing dog. Strong through the arms all the way. So you're going to do a few more of those. The inhale, you're coming to plank. And your exhale back to downward facing dog. Taking your time, strong in the arms. As you move back and forth 2 more times to plank pose. And I think, Linda Kay, you're going to take a little longer but distance between the feet and the hands. And bring the feet a little closer together. There we go. Okay, so one more time, we're going to plank. And that's it, Linda Kay. And you know what, Linda Kay? Take the feet back a little more. You're like, oh, so the butt can come a little lower. Pelvis a little lower. There, better. Now there you go. Now feel where's the base of the skull. Lift it up a little. So the upper back finds the front of the shoulder blades. Yay, and then downward facing dog. That looks like a good choice, Lise. Good, and then we're gonna bring the knees to the ground. So now we find we're on all fours with our knees on the ground. Let's walk the knees back a little so that they're not just right under the hips, and we're gonna bring the chest down. So take the elbows straight back, bring the chest to the ground. And then with inhale to cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Forehead can touch. We're going to do 2 more cobra poses. Lise, you could always do these at the wall if you want to. And so let me just talk you through these 2 for a moment. From the outer elbow to the index finger knuckle. The inner elbow, cross the bicep to the back of the shoulders. Here you go to cobra. Exhale slowly down. And one more time. Your exhale, you lower. Inhale. Can you lift the pubic bone towards your belly button? And then can you push yourself away from the floor? And find child's pose. All right, and then we'll walk the hands back. Great. Okay, let's do, you have an option here. Either you're gonna take a blanket to sit upon. Some of you might end up doing figure 4, but some of you might like to take, we haven't done this baby cradle one in a long time. So if I bring, my left leg, I should tilt my camera, huh? My left ankle under me, the right is coming up. I'm gonna cradle the outer right knee with my right elbow. I could either hold my right foot with my left hand here for this baby cradle, or I could do a figure 4, lying on my back with the outer little toe side of my right foot meeting the top of my opposite thigh. Some of you might even you might be able to cradle the whole foot in this. So either figure 4 or this baby cradle. Wow, wow, wow. Did you say that too? Wow, wow, wow. Stretching the outer hip. Okay, and then we'll all switch sides. We're either doing figure 4 or we're taking either like a baby cradle where we take the knee and the left elbow and we might just hold this foot, or we might be able to hug it. I haven't done this in a long time. It's kind of like, it's almost like a version of a seated pigeon pose. All right, great. And then we're gonna release. We're gonna release the figure 4, the baby cradle. We'll all take a seat, Dandasana, and with a strap. So both legs straight. You might be seated up on a blanket. And we'll take a strap. Put those out of the way. So that I can take the strap and just the tail of it, bring it around the balls of my feet. I can wrap it around my wrists, and I'm gonna just sit tall. We have been doing like where we're going back in a hammock, but right now we're gonna just kind of sit up tall and just notice how the weight is falling into the back of the right sit bone, out to the right greater trochanter. And what's the left side like? From the left sit bone to the left greater trochanter. Okay, and then we're gonna let that go. And then I want to show you this Matsyendrasana 1 with the strap. It felt so good this morning when I did it. let me show it to you first. I'm not going to sit on a blanket when I do it. Some of you might need to. The first thing I'm going to do is make my loop a pretty good sized loop. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror you. So I'm going to take my left heel, you know, bring it across, and my right foot across to the other side. I don't need to ground that foot. Then I'm going to take this loop. It's hard to see loops on these cameras. And it's going to go over my head. I'm going to have the D-ring, actually, the tail going off to my right, so I can change it's going over my head, over my arms, and I'm going to want it right under my armpits. So under my armpits, and I'm going to sneak my leg into it. So under my armpits and around my right, just below my right knee. Make it tight, so it's holding me. And then I'll use my hands. So it's not the most intense twist, but I found it to be quite wonderful. You want to try it? So take your strap, make a loop, and then you brought your left foot under you and your right foot across. Take the strap over your head, under your arms, under your armpits, not below your armpits. I mean, not like at the bra level, but just under the armpits. Add the right knee into it. And then you snug it, so wherever, you know, you feel like you're being held. And then let's take the hands. So the left hand is gonna find the sole of my right foot, and my right hand is finding the sole of my left foot. Now I can turn, and I might have to, you know, I might have to adjust my strap a little just so I can turn a little to the right. Okay, there we go. Put my hands back down. And I want the pressure to be balanced between the front of the loop and the back of the loop. So I feel my weight at both my back body and my right shin. And even though it's not the most intense twist to the right, there is a twist. But I'm kind of held in this place of balance point. I want to balance the weight in my hips. So I can kind of rest into these two directions of the strap. And what I noticed this morning when I was doing this, that as I was here for a while, how things kind of changed, what I noticed. Okay, and then we're going to take the other side. So I just lean forward to take the strap off my leg. And I can take my strap all the way off if I want to, because I'm going to do my second side. Right foot comes in, left foot comes across. The strap is under my armpits and then around my front knee. I'm going to try to balance the weight in my hips. And I'm going to take my hands. Oh, I got to do one more thing. I want to turn a little to my left. Oh, there we go. So I want this strap to be able to kind of slide me around a little, so there's a little twist to my left. And then I'm going to bring my palm to meet the sole of one foot and my palm to meet the sole of the other foot. It's like I have to let go a little bit. I can catch myself sometimes kind of resisting. And I just notice how that shows up. All right. So let's come out of there. We lean forward, take the strap off, both legs straight again. I can take the strap off over my head. Give my legs a little rub. All right. And then we're going to come down to dead bug or happy baby pose before we come to Shavasana. So come down, make some padding if you need it. You could also use the strap. You could either grab onto the backs of the thighs. You could also, there's your strap if you want to take it around the feet and around the hands. That's always an option. Or if you like, just holding onto the backs of the thighs or holding onto the shins or holding on to the little toe side of the feet. So here I can notice the back of the heart and the front of my heart. And I can also notice the connection from my heart, out my arms, to my hands. And then we release this pose and then bring yourself into whatever shape you would like for your Shavasana. There is a door beneath everything. We'll walk right by if we don't stop to look with a troubled heart and a loving eye. There is a possibility for happiness in any individual life. The prime motivator behind wanting that possible happiness for all others and for all those generations to come, and for creating a world where that might be the primary everyday miracle. Without the gifted presence of happiness, or without the happiness of gifted presence, our only legacy is the gray hope of survival. We are more than survivors. We are more than those who simply have to grit their teeth to get through. There's a door beneath everything. We'll walk right by if we don't stop to look. Deepening your breath, and feeling the breath expanding around your heart. And as you awaken your body to movement and mindfully transition yourself over to one side. At the bottom of your next exhale, use the support of the arms to press yourself back up to sitting. And join your hands together in front of your heart. Keeping that connection to self, the connection out to nature and its ever-changing landscape. And may that allow us to remember to keep our connection with others. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for your practice.
Thank you.